Now we're going to clean and confirm the records. So let's walk through what we're going to do, and then we'll show you. So we're going to keep the spreadsheet open and review the list of records. We're going to sort the list by the email address. The reason for that is Lofty, the database, the CRM, uses the email address as the primary item to do to anchor all of the contacts in the database. So that's going to be the controlling feature, is the email address. So that we're going to do ours by email address to make sure that we have unique email addresses for everyone. If we do have duplicate records, then we're going to merge the information into the first record and then delete the second record. And then we're going to sort by the last name and do the next item, which is to do a pretty important item, which is we're going to read each name on the list and answer the question, do they pass the PCSOI test? In other words, if you see each other in the grocery store, will you recognize each other and strike up a conversation? If the answer is yes, you keep them. And if no, you got to move that person to another list. Okay, and then you're going to save the spreadsheet in the CSV file format for the next step. All right, so let me show you what that looks like. Over here on our spreadsheet, we've entered our items, and we've kept it open. And next thing we're going to do is we're going to sort this by the email address. So let's go ahead and scroll over to email. Right over where I just went past it. There's the email address that we're going to sort by. So we're going to highlight all the records. So I hit this big box in the upper left corner. So we're going to click data, and we could either sort the sheet through column A to Z. We'll skip that. We can sort a range. And what we're going to click here is in there, we're going to do the advanced range sort options. And then we're going to sort by a certain column. In this case, we're going to go to column. Oh, what was the name of that column? Oh, here it is, AJ. We're going to do column AJ. So let's go back in there. Data, sort, advanced. All right, column AJ. Oh, we'll go ahead and sort column AJ. We'll click sort. And now it's ranked, it's sorted those top to bottom. You notice that just in this particular instance, the only difference is the number 4, 5, 6, 7, and they are now ranked top to bottom. All right, so that's step one. What else did we have there? We're now going to look for duplicates where we have the same email address. So let's see if we had any duplicates. We got 4, 5, 6, 7. There are no duplicates. But for the argument's sake, I'm going to make a duplicate. So let's go ahead and take this one, number 4, and I'm going to copy it. And I'm going to put it in there. So now you can see that we have 2 not real number 6s. And only one of them can be right. And let's say that in the second one, we have some data we didn't have in the first. So let's say we had a mobile phone, but we didn't have a home phone. All right, in our original record, but we get it in the second one. Okay, so there was a piece of data that was different and unique. And I'll show you now what we will do now that we've got that in there. And now let me give you that example again. So we're going to go ahead and sort our data by the email. So we go to range, advanced range. That was AJ, I think. Yep, AJ. And we'll go down to AJ. And we'll click sort. Now you'll notice the 6s are coming up next to one another. You can see that that's a duplicate. And so what I would do is I would highlight both those columns, and we're going to now look across for the duplicate, for the information that's not the same. So that's the same, that's the same, 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 same. So we don't need to change anything. It's the same, same, same. I'm going to move everything into the upper one. I'm looking here, same, same, same. There could be differences, and if they are, you'll decide what is overriding or the most important. All right, so now I've got this one where on the second one, I've got a home phone, but the first one, I don't. So I'm going to go ahead and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the information that I want to incorporate into the original record or the primary record. I'm going to call the top one the primary and the secondary. Now I'm going to highlight both again and just go back through. You and I know what I changed, but in your normal course, you would check this out because maybe you also had a city or state or an address or something, or maybe you had a family member or some other information. In this case, we don't. So once I've combined all the information into my primary, I'm then going to highlight the one I don't want to keep. Well, let's get out of there if I can get it. All right, number 5. There we go. So that's my secondary one, and I want to delete that record because it no longer has any unique information, and it would create a duplicate that I don't want. So I'm going to go ahead and right-click and delete the row. And there it went. Now I've got 4, 5, 6, 7, and I now have that home phone number in record number 4, line number 4. And now we're good. Makes sense? All right, good. So now I'm going to sort by last name so I can do the next piece. So I'm going to go over and do the same thing. First, I'm going to find the last name, and we got that in column L. So we're going to then highlight everything. I hit this box up here. I'm going to do data sort for the advanced range, and I'm going to go to column L. All right, so now I've arranged by last name. I got my first name. So we got John, Jane, Tommy, and Terry. In your list, of course, all these last names will be different, but my list is just a test list. What we're going to do is we're going to go through our memory banks here, and we're going to say, hey, with John, if I were to run into John in the grocery store, he's walking towards me, I'm walking towards him, would we recognize each other? And yeah, I can picture John right now. Would we strike up a conversation? Yeah, I remember that John, he bought that house with me back there, and I'm trying to remember the name of the street. I could look it up, but I know that he bought his house from me, and it originally had that green carpet, and it was really old, and we replaced it with some hardwood floors. So yeah, I remember John, and I could strike up a conversation. Okay, now I'm going to go to Jane. So John stays. I go to Jane. I'm like, okay, Jane. Oh yeah, Jane is the lady I also helped purchase a home. And in fact, we helped Jane buy that really nice townhome. And yeah, I could strike up a conversation with Jane. All right, how about Tommy? Yeah, I remember Tommy. Tommy is renting a property right now, but I think he needs to be owning a property. And he and I actually talked about that. So yeah, we've got a relationship. And I get to Terry, and I go, wait a minute, I can't remember Terry at all. Where did Terry come from? I don't even remember Terry. Well, if I can't remember Terry, Terry's got to move to another list. So I would either delete her right now off of this list, or I would take some time and try to put her onto another marketing list of some kind. One of the easiest ways to do that is I could import her into my list, but no longer call her a PCSOI. Maybe I call her, I try to remember, and I think she came from an open house, or I could just say random, something other than PCSOI. PCSOI is going to be a controller. And then I would also take her out of SOI and Sphere. In fact, maybe I didn't even remember she was a renter. So you get my point. I want to make sure all these people really do need to be in my PCSOI, my past clients, and my sphere of influence, these people that I know, like, and trust. They know, like, and trust me. And so I did the test for them and cleaned up my list for the last time, because now I'm going to save the spreadsheet finally before we upload it into Lofty. Okay, the very last thing we're going to want to do here is make sure that we have a CSV file. So this is in Google Sheets. What I need to do is download the CSV file. So I'm going to go up here to the upper left, click File, and then Download, and then go to comma separated values, CSV. I click that. What's going to happen is it downloaded to my computer. a CSV file of this document. And if we look at our downloads, we can find it right here. And it is a CSV file that's ready to go. So now we've saved the spreadsheet in CSV file format, and we're ready to go to the next step.